Good evening, I'm Kareem Johnson.
And I'm Mark Zinn.
A hotel is coming to Midtown and it has a new name. We'll tell you what it is and where it's going to be.
Students for Life make the first round of financial assistance to students with children on the way.
Cloudy day today, but what will the week of classes, last week of classes will bring us in weather? We'll tell you about it.
And of course, sports and a lot of news coming up next on SLU News 22.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A new hotel is coming to Midtown. The Hotel Ignacio is the product of a collaboration of St. Louis University and the Lawrence Group. The hotel is planned to open in early 2011 in the former Interiors Limit building on Olive Boulevard. The name draws inspiration from SLU's Jesuit history and heritage. Ignacio is Spanish for Ignatius, also known as St. Ignatius of Loyola, is known worldwide as the founder of the Society of Jesus. The boutique-style 51-room Hotel Ignacio will be upscale and decidedly modern with a special focus on fine arts and performing arts. Part of the ground floor may serve as a rotating gallery space.
Students for Life has distributed its first round of financial assistance to help students that are having a child while pursuing an education. 7 students have received a total of $3,000 through the Pregnant and Parenting Student Assistance Fund. In October 2008, the group received a generous lead gift of $20,000 from SLU professor Dr. David Murphy in memory of his late wife, Virginia. With that gift in hand, the group began intensifying its fundraising efforts, leading to donations from all across the United States. To date, the students have raised more than $25,000, bringing the total of the Virginia D. Murphy Endowment to more than $45,000.
Lauren Hashiguchi, a current junior MLK scholar and honors student, was recently announced as a 2010 Truman Scholarship recipient. The prestigious scholarship is only awarded to 1 or 2 students per state. Lauren was awarded the Truman Scholarship for her home state of Oregon. As a scholar, Lauren will have the opportunity to participate in the Truman Scholars Summer Institute, an opportunity that provides Truman Scholars with internships, graduate-level seminars, and summer of community building in Washington, D.C. The Truman Scholarship provides up to $30,000 in funding to students pursuing graduate degrees in public service fields. Students must be college juniors at the time of selection. The foundation also provides assistance with career counseling and internship placement, graduate school admissions, and professional development.
Well, David, we saw a pretty exciting weekend in terms of weather, tornadoes, severe weather especially. Yes, and it's kind of a overcast day out there today. I think it's the same as for tomorrow too, right?
We certainly did see a very exciting weekend. It was pretty calm out there today, although pretty cloudy and cool. And it'll continue to stay cloudy and cool over the next probably 24 hours. Right now, outside it is 54 degrees. We continue to have clouds and a few showers out there. Wind chills right around 53 with that northwest winds around 7 miles an hour. Across the area, you can see off to our east, they had more sunshine this afternoon, so temperatures did make it up into the middle 60s. However, here in St. Louis, our high was right around 60 with those clouds and rain showers moving into the area. So we can expect some showers and possibly some thunderstorms as we head through the overnight hours with a low temperature around 48 degrees. And we may be seeing more rain and thunderstorms later this week along with warmer temperatures. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in our full weather.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right. Thank you, David. In local news tonight, locally based Peabody Energy gave a $2.5 million to turn a 93-year-old elephant house at St. Louis Zoo into a gallery for traveling attractions. Interactive exhibits, live animal exhibits, and wildlife art displays, reports the St. Louis Business Journal. Peabody Hall, adjacent to the zoo's birdhouse, dates back to 1917 as the zoo's first elephant house. The first exhibit to open in Peabody Hall will be the Zootennial, which starts May 15th and celebrates the zoo's 100-year history with archived video, old photos, interactive elements, and artifacts. Zootennial is, of course, free, as is the zoo.
Traffic crashes have claimed the lives of 2 St. Louis Metropolitan Police officers, and Chief Dan Isom says that there are 3 common factors. They were driving too fast, didn't slow down enough at intersections, and they weren't wearing seatbelts. Chief Isom is calling for mandatory driver training for officers in crashes. Isom's statements come after yesterday's Board of Police Commissioners meeting and the new information that suggests that Officer David Haynes was not wearing a seatbelt on the day of his fatal crash in South St. Louis.
When we come back, the president addresses the need for financial reform. What's safer, sushi from the grocery store or from the restaurant? We'll tell you in the Medical Spotlight after the break, so stay with us.
I acknowledge that we are all Billikens,
regardless of race,
religion, gender.
One in 6 adults has a mental illness, and we face a stigma that can be as painful as the disease itself. Change a mind about mental illness, and you can change a life.
The images from Haiti are heartbreaking. Homes, hospitals, and schools are destroyed. Families searching for loved ones, parents trying to feed their children. But we can all do something. We can help the American Red Cross as it delivers the food, water, and medicine that can save lives. Donate $10 by texting Haiti to 90999. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Thanks for your help.
Welcome back. In national headlines, U.S. President Barack Obama says he hopes to nominate a new Supreme Court justice by the end of May. The president has met with key senators from both parties who will lead the confirmation process. Before meeting with the lawmakers, President Obama said last Wednesday he will certainly make his choice to replace retiring Justice Paul Stevens at or before the end of May. The president is calling for a Senate confirmation vote before the lawmakers recess in August so that the new justice can join the 9-member court when it starts its new session in October. Most Washington media speculation has centered on 3 possibilities: U.S. Solicitor General Elena Kagan, Federal Appeals Court Judge Merrick Garland, and Federal Judge Diane Wood. All were reported to have been considered for the High Court last year. Reports say that the others are also being considered, possibly including some elected officials as well as judges. This will be Mr. Obama's second opportunity to fill a Supreme Court opening. Last year, the Senate confirmed the choice of Sonia Sotomayor, making her the court's first Hispanic judge.
Tornadoes ripped through the southern U.S. Saturday, killing at least 10 people, including 3 children. Dozens of other people were injured. A tornado more than a kilometer wide tore through central Mississippi, killing residents, destroying homes, blocking highways, and knocking out power. Yazoo City was hit the hardest. Mississippi's Governor Haley Barbour declared a state of emergency in the affected counties. He directed National Guard troops to help local officials responding to these storms. And also, tornadoes struck southern states, and Kareem, we saw a lot of tornadoes here, or we saw tornado warnings here in St. Louis City and St. Louis County, and just today the National Weather Service has confirmed that an EF0 tornado did touch down into Pear.
Yeah, the weather side was really, really interesting here. And of course, moving right along on that note, moving right along in the international spotlight, Polish interim president Władysław Komorowski says Poland's presidential election will be held on June 20th. A spokesman for Mr. Komorowski said Wednesday that a second round of elections, if necessary, will be held on July 4th. Early opinion polls predict Mr. Komorowski, candidate for the Civic Platform Party, will come out ahead of potential challengers, including former Prime Minister Jarosław Kaczynski. The twin brother of late president has not yet decided to run for office.
Belgian lawmakers are expected to start debate over legislation to ban the face-covering Islamic veil in public spaces on Thursday. A day after French President Nicolas Sarkozy ordered similar legislation in France. Belgium may become the first European country to ban the face-covering Islamic veil. In March, a parliamentary committee backed a draft law to ban the veil. Now Belgium's full lower house takes up the bill, which has the support of all the country's major parties. If Belgium's parliament passes the ban measure, it may become law within months. Meanwhile, the French government is pushing for its own veil ban legislation to become law by the end of July. On Wednesday, French President Nicolas Sarkozy ordered legislation banning the face veil in public spaces, despite misgivings it may be unconstitutional.
In business news, in New York City on Thursday, President Barack Obama pressed the case for U.S. Congress to approve a sweeping financial system reform bill. The president's return to Cooper's Union College in New York to deliver an urgent message about the need to strengthen financial rules comes as the U.S. Senate prepares for what could be a difficult debate on legislation. The reform bill in the Senate would impose due controls on banks and other institutions aimed at greater transparency and protecting consumers, along with steps to ensure that failures of large institutions do not bring the economy down again.
Another big American financial firm is reporting a substantial rise in profits. Morgan Stanley said Wednesday that it earned $1.4 billion for the first 3 months of 2010, compared to a loss of $578 million for the same period last year. The financial giant said the jump was the result of the profits in stock trading and other investments. Morgan Stanley got $10 billion in emergency aid from the U.S. government to survive the financial crisis, but paid the loan back last year.
Moving on to health news, scientists in the UK are saying that the H1N1 pandemic is not over and will likely return in the winter at full strength when the flu would normally be expected. Professor Neil Ferguson, director of the MRC Center for Outbreak Analysis and Modeling, Department of Infectious Disease Epidemiology, Imperial College London, has said that the resurgence of cases in the southern United States and this time H1N1 appears to be striking older people. Scientists have described it as a quote, dry run for a more serious pandemic and say It said valuable lessons will be learned about communicating risks to the public and how to track cases in the general population, reports the Daily Telegraph.
Sushi lovers, a study is saying that tuna sushi from your local grocery store might have lower mercury levels than you would find at a high-end restaurant, reports Fox News. The results come from a new study using the fish DNA overall. However, all the tuna had high levels of mercury. The levels were on average greater than the concentration considered safe to consume in one day by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and higher than the concentration allowed in Japan.
When we come back, a botched antivirus update cripples corporate computers the world over.
Well, showers and clouds are in the forecast for overnight. We should see some clearing by Tuesday afternoon. A big warm-up is headed our way for Thursday, and our next rain chance comes for the weekend, and there could be some severe weather associated with those storms. We'll chat a little bit more right after the break.
The images from Haiti are heartbreaking. Homes, hospitals, and schools destroyed. Families searching for loved ones. Parents trying to feed their children. But we can all do something. We can help the American Red Cross as it delivers the food, water, and medicine that can save lives. Donate $10 by texting Haiti to 90999. Visit redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS. Thanks for your help.
Welcome back. It's SLU 22. David Keller has a forecast for the weekend and for the upcoming week weather. And I understand the storm alert
weather team.
Storm alert weather team, I should be saying. Sorry, was right on top of the storm on Saturday.
Yeah, we were certainly very busy this weekend, both Friday and Saturday, with streaming coverage of the severe weather. On Friday, I was actually out in the field covering this tornado that occurred in Lincoln County, and then on Saturday, as a tornado-warned storm moved into the St. Louis area, Mark and his partners were working hard at the Storm Alert Midtown studios.
I found it funny, David, how you tried to sneak out of town on the busiest day of the severe weather season.
Well, you know, I got to get out of town sometime. I just picked a bad weekend, I guess.
Appreciate that, David.
Well, we certainly had some exciting weather this weekend. It calmed down quite a bit today with cloudy skies and a few sprinkles out there. And those clouds did help to keep temperatures down. We only saw a high of 60 degrees here at SLU. Out at Lambert, they hit 62. And, well, that is quite a bit below the normal high of 70 degrees. However, our low was right at the normal at 50 degrees. And we won't be seeing any record highs at 93 set back in 1989. We're not going to be seeing any temperatures in those territories over the next couple of days. Looking across the region, we were in the middle to upper 50s here in the St. Louis region. Off to our east, they saw more sunshine, so they made it up into the middle 60s. Now down to our south, there's quite a contrast. They were in the middle 80s in Texas and Louisiana today, and that's going to help feed some weather later in this week. But first, we got to talk about our weather coming in for tonight. That's a low-pressure system sitting over eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. That's going to be drifting down to the south and east, and as it does so, it will bring an increase in the rain shower and thunderstorm activity here in the St. Louis area, especially as we head into the later overnight hours. That storm system is going to be dropping in from the northwest and bringing those rain showers into the area. It will be exiting by the time we get to Tuesday morning, but the clouds and cooler weather will be sticking around through the afternoon. Now, as we head later into the week, we are headed for a big warm-up as a large storm system builds off to our west. That means sunny skies and much warmer temperatures. We could see highs near 80 on Thursday. However, we are going to have to pay the price as this storm system pushes to the east, dragging a cold front across Missouri. That means showers and thunderstorms for Friday, and we could be looking at some severe weather here in the St. Louis region once again. And if there is any severe weather, here at SLU News 22 and the Storm Alert Weather Team will be on top of that, and we'll let you know what's going on. When you wake up in the morning, rather cool out, a temperature around 50 degrees, so you may want a jacket as you head out for your 8 a.m. classes. By noontime, only warming up to 57 degrees, and a high tomorrow afternoon with the clouds slowly clearing out of 63 degrees, so a little bit warmer, but still well below average, falling to 56 by tomorrow evening with clearing skies. Now here is your 7-day forecast. By Wednesday, temperatures do warm up to around 70 degrees with mostly sunny skies, up to 80 on Thursday, 81 on Friday. But then that storm system comes through and interacts with that very warm, moist air, and we could have some heavy thunderstorms Friday night into Saturday, and we have scattered thunderstorm chances all the way through next Monday. So unsettled weather pattern heading into the region as we head towards the weekend and the beginning of next week.
Okay, well, like the sun, rain, it's well, we're going to have to live with it. It's spring, so
yeah,
rain.
Spring showers and, as always, severe weather as we head towards the latter half of April.
Yep. All right, thank you, David. And of course, you can keep up with the latest weather conditions on our website, SLU-TV.SLU.edu, and of course, the Storm Alert Weather Team will have weather as well. So be sure to keep up with both of them.
Facebook.com/stormalert. In tech news, McAfee can't explain what happened after hundreds of thousands of machines were disabled last Wednesday after the security firm released a buggy antivirus update. McAfee says that just a small fraction of its corporate customers, less than 0.5%, were affected by the glitch, which caused some Windows XP Service Pack 3 systems to crash and reboot repeatedly. McAfee blamed a bad virus definition update shipped out Wednesday morning, Pacific time, which ended up quarantining a critical Windows process called svchost.exe, reports BC World.
Of course. You can now share Microsoft Office documents on Facebook. Users can create, view, and edit and share Office documents through docs.com at no charge. They can also use Microsoft Office as an editing environment if they need a more sophisticated set of tools and options. Docs for Facebook, now in public beta, was built on Facebook's platform. Was built on the Facebook platform using Microsoft's forthcoming Office 2010 web technology. Its goal is to bring the simplicity of Facebook's sharing system, news feeds, and activity streams to Word files, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint presentations, reports Information Week.
In entertainment world, Islamists have warned the creators of the TV show South Park they could face violent retribution for depicting the Prophet Muhammad in a bear suit. A posting on the website of U.S.-based group Revolution Muslim told Matt Stone and Trey Parker they would probably wind up like Theo Van Gogh. The Dutch filmmaker was shot and stabbed to death in 2004 by Islamists angered by his film about Muslim women. A subsequent episode of the cartoon bleeped out references to Muhammad, reports BBC News. A Comedy Central spokesperson says the network has no comment. In the 200th episode of South Park, broadcast in the U.S. and U.K. last week, Muhammad appeared several times inside of a bear suit. Figures from other religions were also depicted, including a drug-snorting Buddha.
Melrose Place star Heather Locklear was arrested on Saturday night for alleged hit-and-run accident at 4 a.m. near her home in the gated Westlake Village community in California. According to Access Hollywood, Heather Locklear was cited for a misdemeanor after Ventura County Sheriff's Department determined that debris matching a black BMW owned by Heather Locklear was found at the site of a toppled no parking sign. The Sheriff's Department also stated that a resident noticed the sign after hearing a crash the night before, reports the Deadbolt.com. Billiken Sports is, of course, next, so stay with us.
1 in 6 adults has a mental illness, and we face a stigma that can be as painful as the disease itself. Change a mind about mental illness, and you can change a life.
Welcome back to SLU-TV in Billiken Sports Shorts. In the women's tennis, the women concluded their season with a 4-3 loss to Massachusetts on Saturday in the consolation bracket of the Atlantic 10 Championship. The Billikens, who are seeded 7th, tied Duquesne for the 7th place. Massachusetts grabbed a 1-0 lead by winning the doubles point. Haley Elmore and Kessia Tomlin claimed an 8-2 decision over Julia Comas and Tanisha Hodgson at number 2, but the men and women were victorious at numbers 1 and 3. Billikens 14-9 collected 3 straight set single wins. Elmore defeated Comas 6-2, 6-4 at number 1. Jean Nalepa breezed past Hodgson 6-love, 6-2 at number 3, and Sarah Septian was a 6-2, 6-2 winner over Maud Lecluse at number 4. But UMass captured wins at number 5 and 6 singles to earn the narrow victory.
In Billiken baseball, Massachusetts swept a doubleheader against St. Louis on Saturday in Atlantic 10 Conference baseball action at Earl Lorden Field. The Billikens, who are 8-7 in the A10, but just one game shy of 500, 20-21 in their regular season games, were up 9-3 in their first game, but UMass, who are 7-8 in the A10, scored 7 unanswered runs to take a 10-9 victory. And in the nightcap game, the Minutemen posted a 12-0 victory. The Billikens return to action Wednesday when they host SIU Edwardsville at the Billiken Sports Complex Center at 7 p.m. SLU resumes A10 play next weekend in a home series against St. Bonaventure.
In Billiken tennis, after losing the first, in Billiken softball, I should be saying, after losing the first game to Rhode Island, the St. Louis softball team got a solid performance from Emma DeKalb in the circle, and offense pounded out 10 hits in a 9-1 5-inning victory to salvage a series split Sunday afternoon at the Billiken Sports Center. The Bills improved to 24-21-1 overall and 10-5-1 in the A10. DeKalb, who is now 1-2, allowed a run on 2 hits with 3 strikeouts in her first victory of the season. Trevelyan powered SLU's offensive explosion with a game 2 and with 2 hits, both of which were home runs, and 3 scored in 4 RBIs. Nicoletti went for 2 for 3 with RBIs, while Holland finished 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 1 RBI. Trevelyan's 3 home run day brings her season total to 7, which ties the SLU single season record set by Carl Sell in 2006. Trevelyan, whose homers in the game 2 tied the school record for round trippers in a game, also moves to 4th on the program's career homers list at number 11. In track and field, competing in its final events before next week's Atlantic 10 Conference Championship, St. Louis outdoor track and field squads participated in the Drake Relays in Des Moines, Iowa, and SAU Twilight in Edwardsville over the weekend. Sophomore Brittany Cloudy's marking the triple jump at the Drake Relays shattered her own school record in the event with a leap of 41 feet 8 inches, surpassing her previous best of 40 feet 11 and a half inches. Her top mark of 41.8 is tops in the Atlantic 10 Conference this season. Records fell on the men's side as well as Mark Zimmer turned in a school record time of 48.88 in the 400-meter dash of the SLU Twilight is the second consecutive week Zimmer has posted a school record after claiming the SLU standard in the 200 meters last weekend. The Billikens return to action next week at the A10 Championships, where they are slated to begin next Saturday at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, Massachusetts. When we return, Ambassador gets a wrong number and then visits a school to apologize. We'll tell you more about that when we come back.
So I'll just say,
walking like a one-man army, fighting with the shadows in your head, living out the same old moment, knowing you'd be better off instead if you could only say what you need to say what you need to say.
1 in 6 adults has a mental illness, and we face a stigma that can be as painful as the disease itself. Change a mind about mental illness, and you can change a life.
Say what you need to say. Say what you need to. Say what you need to. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say.
Lastly tonight, in odd news from the New Jersey Star-Ledger, the Zambian ambassador to the United Nations made a speech on Wednesday at West Orange High School in New Jersey. And you're wondering, okay, why am I telling you about this? But here's where it gets interesting. Ambassador Lazarus Kambwe was trying to call a diplomat from Sierra Leone and got Logan Switzer, a student in a history class at a high school in New Jersey. Logan's teacher, Robin Sweeney, who was annoyed by the phone call, called the number back and got the ambassador, who accidentally called one of her students. She spent 10 minutes verifying Kambwe's identity. To make up for the inconvenience, Kambwe came to speak at the school and make up for the inconvenience. He told students about his country, urged them to consider diplomatic service as a career, and making a wrong number phone call happens a lot. But
I wouldn't mind a career as a diplomatic servant.
no, I wouldn't either.
That would certainly be an interesting phone call to get, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting that the teacher didn't believe he was an ambassador at first, though. I mean, it's like,
Well, that is kind of hard to believe that an ambassador would just randomly call one of your students in class.
I guess all it takes to get one number off and get somebody entirely different than what you expect.
And you know what? And speaking of ambassadors, over the weekend when we were streaming live for our continuous coverage of the tornado warnings for the storm weather team, former U.S. ambassador to Luxembourg and St. Louis resident Ann Wagner was watching and called in, and she was live on the air telling us a good job we did. So, could we possibly see another storm mode activation this weekend?
Well, it's certainly possible. At this point, we can't really say whether or not there will be severe weather as we get towards this weekend, as it's still several days away, and we need to analyze the situation a little bit better before I can give you a definite answer on that. But we are certainly looking for some better weather for the middle part of the week, with the sun returning by Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday, and warmer temperatures, much warmer temperatures for Thursday, and then that storm comes in for Friday and the weekend, and we'll just have to keep you updated on whether or not it looks like we'll see any severe weather with that.
And of course, if there is severe weather, we'll be streaming live and possibly on SLU-TV 22
yes,
as well.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, so, bad weather, tune in to us. In short. So, of course, we thank you for joining us this Monday. You can follow us online at SLU-TV.SLU.edu and on Twitter, of course. You can keep up with the news from our news content partner, University News, at unewsonline.com. This is SLU News 22, and we'll be back here on Thursday.